my fucking God. It ain't God mad again.
Peace. What it do? My name is aTone. Welcome to aTone Tarot. Pisces, this is your 10-day forecast from the 11th to the 20th of September. If you could, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, we're going to get up into your 10-day forecast. All right, Pisces, let's see what the next 10 days have in store for you, my spicy Pisces. All right, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what we have for the Pisces collective. Next 10 days. Don't do cards that fall on the floor, but we'll check to see if that message returns. How y'all doing out there, Pisces? Hope all is well. Let me know in the comments what you guys got going on. Next 10 days of September for my Pisces collective from the 11th to the 20th. What do we have? What do we have? I'll tell you what, this Nine of Wands been making a nice little appearance through the majority of the signs. I'll tell you that. All right, Pisces. Let me read off your spread and then we'll get into the message as I see it. Take what resonates and leave the rest. So you have the King of Swords, the Lovers, the Nine of Coins, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Death card, the Page of Cups, Strength, the Nine of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, as it relates to what you don't see coming, is the Page of Swords. So, Pisces. Let's see. I'm picking up on a collective of Pisces that are learning quite a bit and getting it from the muscle. Getting it from the mud. And what I mean by that, when I say that, is really, I'm picking up the type of energy of someone who rolls up their sleeves and is getting in the trenches to learn the process alongside someone else to elevate their game. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm picking up on a Pisces collective that want to step their game up by way of tapping into the resources around them, and maybe closing off some old partnerships or old alignments and stepping into new arenas, spaces, and places, and really testing what you're made of, Pisces, to see if you can make it to that next level. Yeah, because you want the truth out of it. You want to see who you are at the end of the day, and the only way to do that is to align and be around those that are better than you, right? You know how they say, if you're the biggest fish in your pond, the pond is too small. Like, that's what I'm picking up on, that type of energy. And a collective of Pisces who are really strategizing, putting genuine thought into how they can change and rearrange their environment, their mindset, and yeah, they're to align with resources that can help them elevate to that next level. Because that's represented by this King of Swords, the Lovers. You know, how you partnered and collabed with people, or how you're going to, because you want to be able to stand alone in your own, in that line. Like, you know, you don't want to the left or the right of you there be a slouch. Like, you know, you don't want to be the weakest link, basically. So you do a quick change or some type of quick adjustment, and maybe even departure of an environment. Like I say, you may depart from an old environment and close that out with death and say, you know, nope. I need to surround and be around people, places, and or things that make me stronger, with this Strength card being here. And it's 9 of Wands right behind it. You know, no limit soldier. Like, them soldiers learn the greatest skill of battle. You know what I mean? And you want that to be your truth with this Ace of Swords. And you're going to do it by way of observation and study with this Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Or at least that's how you're strategizing, internalizing, and looking at the spaces and places, people, places, things around you, Pisces. You really are like, all right, you're taking stock and inventory of your friend network and groups, even your family. Like, what value do they bring to your life as it relates to your own elevation? Yeah. And there will be some closing of chapters, sunsetting of relationships, you know, out with the old, in with the new type of energy, with this Death card being here. Death is always death and transformation. Like, in order for something to grow, you got to clear the land first. And for it to be prosperous, if you will, you got to clear that land. You got to kill off what once was to start over, to grow something effectively and efficiently. I ain't gonna say better, you know what I mean? Because it's not as if the foundation or whatever you were working on before wasn't worthy of the time you gave it. But when it comes to taking that next step and going up a notch, you gotta kick it up a notch. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm picking up on from my Pisces. All right, ain't nothing wrong with it. Let's see, what would they like to clarify for the Pisces? Let's clarify strength for the matter of fact, let's clarify all the major arcana in your spread. And that would be the Lovers, Death, and Strength. We're going to clarify those three, And that will be your reading, Pisces, from the 11th, or for the 11th of September to the 20th. So let's see. Yeah, let's clarify those three for my Pisces collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have, Spirit? Let's clarify this Death card for my Pisces. What is being closed out? What is this in relation to? Please clarify the Death card for me, Spirit. All right, so death was clarified by the Chariot, the Five of Coins, and the Nine of Wands. So some type of departure. Again, like I said, closing, clearing, moving away from an old mindset and taking your lessons that you've learned in the battles that you have fought thus far, taking them with you and departing and leaving and moving on to a different environment, state of being, mindset, all the way around the board. So fives represent mile markers, if you will. Like, all right, I completed this set of tasks. I am set. I'm good to move on to the next set, which will build upon the overall and ultimate goal that I am working towards. So yeah, it's like closing out a chapter and moving forward. Let's clarify the Lovers. Clarify this Lovers for me, for the Pisces collective, Spirit. Clarify the Lovers for the Pisces collective, please, Spirit. If you watch any of the other readings, I'm telling you what, Spirit been doubling down on I said what I said in these clarifications. I'll tell you that. So the Lovers was clarified by the Lovers, the Four of Wands in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse. So that is basically saying what was celebrated before, what business endeavors you were able to get off the ground by way of whatever tactics you used in the past or methods you used in the past, they're not going to serve you in the future. You have to acquire and obtain different abilities and skills for where you're going, Pisces. And I think you're aware of that. And I think you're fine with doing the work to get there, to make, all right, cool, I did, you know, this first portion of my life, I did the steps, 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 got that done. All right, now it's time to level up. Yeah, all right, Spirit, let's see what's up with this strength for my Pisces. What's up with strength? Why is strength here? Strength was clarified by the Sun, the Five of Swords, and Temperance. So this is basically saying that whatever is on the other side, that level up that you're going to, is going to be worth it. It's going to be worth all of what they said you couldn't have, some of the disagreements that you had, and people saying you couldn't, and asking you maybe why you want to do that. It'll be worth it with the Sun and Temperance being here. The work that you put in, you know what I mean? How they say anything worth having, you gotta put some work into it. So, and there might be some naysayers, or even you inside your head saying, I don't feel like doing all of that, because, and this is Spirit saying, no, do all of that, because it'll be worth its weight in gold on the other side. So put in the work, put in the hours. Don't go out, you know, don't spend that money on takeout. Sacrifice, put that time in to work towards elevating to that next level, whatever that looks like for you, Pisces, because it will be rewarded. Again, the Sun is the most positive card in tarot. And then with Temperance being here, it's going to create a certain amount of balance. And, you know, with your scale, I mean, you know, your fish and how they move, you definitely need balance. So this is something that will get you closer to that more harmonious space of what some who they're just lazy in their thought might say you can't do it. And don't you think, Pisces, that you are capable, because you are. You are capable. Just a little hard work, elbow grease, that thing will be squeaky clean, ready to go. You know, little hard work ain't never hurt nobody. What's the saying I'm hearing? I've never heard of anyone drowning in sweat. That's the energy that I'm picking up for that Strength card being there. All right, you got it. And I hope that helps, Pisces. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm aTone signing out. Peace.